Good morning, my dear students. This is Mr. V.S. Rao, Senior Bio Faculty from Diamond Group of Institutions. Once again, welcome to online classes which are conducting by Diamond Group of Institutions. Dear students, now I am explaining regarding to the topic immunity. In the previous class, I completed that regarding to immunity and classification of the immunity. Now have a look here. Once again, simply I would like to recap the last class. In the last class, I explained that the immunity and the types of immunity. Once again, have a look here. Looking at the immunity which is present in the human being's body can be broadly divided or classified into two different types. Number one, innate immunity, and number two, acquired immunity. What is meant by innate immunity? Innate immunity means the immunity power which can affect or which can shows wide range of the effects on the basis of different types of pathogens, on the basis of different types of diseases is called as innate immunity. Innate immunity will come by birth only, right? Acquired immunity. Acquired immunity means what? Right after our birth, any microorganisms are going to infecting inside the human being's body, or any microorganisms can get entry inside the human being's body. At that time only, the immunity power which is present inside the human being's body is going to stimulating. Later on, it can shows the effect essentially on the basis of one specific pathogen or on the basis of one specific microorganism. Such kind of the immunity is called as acquired immunity, right? Once again, innate immunity can be divided into physical barriers, number one, number two, physiological barriers, and number three, cellular barriers, and number four, cytokinin barriers. These four are the different types of the things which are strongly involving in innate immunity. In innate immunity, physical barriers are there, physiological barriers are there, cellular barriers are there, and cytokine barriers are present there. That's what I explained very clear in the previous class, right? Now in this class, I would like to explain acquired immunity, right? What is meant by acquired immunity? Okay. In the case of the acquired immunity, I already mentioned very clear the definition for acquired immunity is, have a look here, is a type of immunity which protects from potentially harmful microorganisms or potentially harmful pathogens is called as the acquired immunity. The specialty of the acquired immunity is right after our birth, the immunity is going to developing in our body. Whenever the microorganisms which are going to creating diseases in our body can get entry or infection into our body, immediately acquired immunity is going to stimulating. Later on, it is going to taking severe action on the basis of the pathogens. Right? Such kind of the immunity is called as acquired immunity. In acquired immunity, two different types of the cells are present there. These two different types of the cells are going to play a major role in the case of acquired immunity. Number one is goes to T, lymphocytes. Number two, B, lymphocytes. Looking at acquired immunity, two different types of the cells are going to play a vital role, otherwise an important role. Number one is goes in favor of T lymphocyte, right? Thymus lymphocytes. Number two is goes in favor of B lymphocytes. Okay. In the previous class, I explained very clear regarding to T lymphocytes. In this class, I have to explain the B lymphocytes. Now, I will here. explaining the production or mode of the action of B lymphocytes, I would like to compare in between T lymphocytes and B lymphocytes which are present in acquired immunity. Have a look here. Acquired immunity. Now, acquired immunity can be maintained by two important cells. Number one is goes in favor of T lymphocytes. Number two is goes in favor of this side, B lymphocytes. The origin place of the T lymphocytes is bone marrow. The growth and development of T lymphocytes will take place in thymus gland. And right after that one, the T lymphocytes can produce the toxic substances is called cytotoxins. These cytotoxins will be working on the basis of pathogens. That means they are going to kill the pathogens. Now, T lymphocytes are responsible for CMI. Now this side have a look here. Looking at B lymphocytes also producing from bone marrow. But looking at the birds, bones are present there, but inside the bird's bones, bone marrow is not present there. So here, bone marrow is not present there in the case of birds. Now, B lymphocytes can be producing from bursa, Fabricius gland. Actually, B lymphocytes does not have any ability or capacity to attacking on the basis of microorganisms, to attacking on the basis of the pathogens. So, indirectly, they are going to producing that some of the molecules, protein molecules, such kind of the protein molecules are called as antibody molecules. These antibody molecules have the ability or capacity to kill the microorganisms or pathogens. So here from bursa Fabricius gland there will be a production of B lymphocytes. Now these B lymphocytes have the ability to produce antibody molecules. That is the basic difference which is present in between B lymphocytes and T lymphocytes. Once again, very shortly I would like to explain here because of here little bit complication is present there. In acquired immunity, two different types of the cells are going to play a major role. T lymphocyte, because of here why the name was given, T means these cells can be developing inside the thymus gland. In the previous class I explained very clear, right? Here this side B lymphocyte. This B lymphocyte essentially in the case of the mammals, the growth and development can be takes place inside the bone marrow only. But in the case of the birds, the bone marrow is not present there. That's why the B lymphocytes growth and development can be takes place inside the bursa Fabricius gland. Bursa Fabricius gland means exactly where the cloaca is present there. On the basis of that particular cloaca, the bursa Fabricius gland is present there. From bursa Fabricius gland, there will be a production and growth and development of the B lymphocyte can be takes place. That's why the name it was given B lymphocyte, right? In normal mammals, the B lymphocytes growth and development can be takes place in bone marrow only. Here also. But in the case of birds, it wasn't be like that. The B lymphocytes can be producing, in the case of the birds, bursa fabriceus gland, otherwise cloaca gland. That's why we are going to call in this one as B lymphocyte. Once again, when the growth and development can be takes place by B lymphocytes can produce that a group of army molecules, a group of protein molecules, or a group of glycoprotein molecules all together is called as antibody molecules. That is the basic difference which is present in between T lymphocytes and B lymphocytes. The immunity which can be maintained by T lymphocytes is called as CMI. The meaning for CMI is cell-mediated immunity, right? Because of here, T lymphocytes are strongly involved and they are going to producing cytotoxins, and these cytotoxins have the ability or capacity to kill the pathogens, to deactivate the pathogens, right? And here, the immunity power which can be maintained by B lymphocytes is called as humoral immunity. Humoral immunity. If the immunity power can be maintained by T lymphocytes, this is called CMI, cell-mediated immunity. The immunity power which can be maintained by B lymphocytes is called as humoral immunity, right? That is the end of the basic difference which is present in between T lymphocytes and B lymphocytes, right? In the board examination point of view, this is very important here. One mark question is there. Expand CMI. CMI can be maintained by which cells? They might have asked you T lymphocytes. And later on, what is meant by humoral immunity? The immunity which can be maintained by B lymphocytes is called as humoral immunity. Why we are going to call in here humoral immunity means B lymphocytes does not have any ability or capacity to attacking on the basis of pathogen, to kill on the basis to killing the pathogens. So indirectly, B lymphocytes are able to produce antibody molecules, glycoprotein molecules or protein molecules. These protein molecules have the ability or capacity to kill the pathogens. That's why such kind of the immunity is called as humoral immunity. Yes. That is the end of the difference in between T lymphocytes and B lymphocytes. Have a look here. I made it very clear. The nice diagrammatic representation. This diagrammatic representation is representing that mode of action of B lymphocytes. Mode of action of B lymphocytes means how the B lymphocytes are producing inside the human being's body. And whenever the pathogens can get entry inside the human being's body, how they are going to taking action, how they are going to killing the microorganisms which are present inside the human being's body. That's what we are going to explain with the title Mode of Action of B lymphocytes. Look here, looking at this specific topic. Now have a look here. Looking at the mode of the action of the B lymphocytes, I already mentioned very clear. B lymphocytes production place is in bone marrow, especially in the case of human beings. But in the case of the birds, it wasn't be like that. In the case of the birds, have a look here. I am going to draw one bird diagram. Okay, right? This is a rough diagram regarding to one bird. Here the digestive system of the bird is present here, right? This is the intestine and this is the stomach and this is a small intestine, right? In this particular area, essentially one gland is present there, exactly in cloaca area, right? Where exactly on the basis of cloaca area, one gland is present here with red color. This is called as bursa fabriceus gland. Why in birds the B lymphocytes are producing and developing inside the bursa fabriceus gland, which is present exactly on the basis of the cloaca area, means actually in the mammals the B lymphocytes can be producing and can get development inside the bone marrow only. But in the case of the birds, bones of the birds, bone marrow is not present there. That's why here the substitution organ is present there for the purpose of the origin and growth and development of the B lymphocyte. This gland name is called as Bursa-fabricius gland. Right. Okay. Now look here. Looking at the human beings or any other mammals, inside the bone marrow is present here. Right. And inside the bone marrow, yes, there will be a production of stem cells. Directly, there is no production of B lymphocytes from the bone marrow. First of all, it is originating in the form of stem cell. Have a look here with yellow color. I draw very clear the stem cell here, right? And right after that one, this stem cell can be developed into B lymphocyte. Otherwise, I made it very clear, B cell. Now, I want to show you here the B cell. Especially, this is B cell. Okay. B cell. On the surface of the B cell, some of the specific set of the receptors are present there. Actually, this is not antibody molecules. A specific set of the receptors are present there on the basic of, otherwise on the surface of one particular B lymphocyte. Such kind of the specific receptors are called as antigen binding receptors. Antigen binding receptors. Now this is the nucleus of B lymphocyte, and in Y shape I made it very clear the molecule-like structures which are present on the surface of the B lymphocyte, otherwise B cell, is called as the antigen binding receptors. Right. The same diagram I made it very clear. Right. Whenever inside the human being's body, some of the microorganisms may get entry inside the human being's body. I am making here some of the dots. These dots we are going to call in antigens. What is meant by antigen? In the previous class I made it very clear. If you are going to take in that one virus, otherwise one bacteria, this is one virus, otherwise one bacteria. On the surface of the virus or bacteria, some of the protein molecules are present there, or toxic substance molecules are present there. The toxic substance molecules, otherwise the protein molecules which are present on the surface of the any pathogen, either it may be virus or bacteria, is called as pathoantigens. This one is microorganism virus. On the surface of the body of the virus or bacteria, some protein molecules are present there. These protein molecules are toxic substances. Toxic substances means poisonous substances. Such kind of the toxic substances molecules which are present on the surface of any microorganism is called as antigens. Now what is this virus? Virus is going to become pathogen. Right. So here these round dots are antigens. These antigens are binding by antigen binding sites which are present on the basic of B lymphocytes. Right. Now all the antigens are completely binding with the antigen binding sites which are present on the basic of the surface of the B lymphocytes. Right. Now in the very next step, what the thing is going to be happens is this is B lymphocyte, otherwise B cell. This B cell does not have any ability or capacity to produce the plasma cell, right? A B cell को plasma cells उत्पादन करना है. Plasma cells B cell से उत्पादन करने के लिए B cell के पास उतना शक्ति सामर्थ्य नहीं हो सकता. Then how the B cells are able to produce the plasma cells? At that time, here from this side, one cell will come and it is going to helping to produce plasma cells. This cell name is called as a T helper cell, right? This T helper cell had the ability or capacity to produce cytokines. These cytokines will be working on the basis of the B lymphocyte. When the B lymphocyte is going to absorbing the cytokines which are releasing or which are producing from T helper cells, immediately this B lymphocyte had the ability or capacity to produce the number of plasma cells. Otherwise, this B cell directly can be generating the plasma cells. Immediately, these plasma cells have the ability or capacity to produce a group of RNA, a group of protein molecules which are in the form of English Y letter. They can producing number of the cells. Such kind of the cells or such kind of the molecules are called as antibody molecules. Right. Now, these antibody molecules have the ability or capacity to kill the pathogens or to destroy the pathogens. But in the case of the T lymphocytes, it wasn't be like that. T lymphocytes are directly able to produce the cytotoxins. These cytotoxins have the ability or capacity to kill the microorganisms or pathogens. But in the case of the B lymphocytes, it wasn't be like that. In the case of the B lymphocytes are originated from bone marrow, and right after that one, yes, stem cell, it is the first form. Right after that one, B cell, and right after that one, B cell has to produce plasma cells. For the purpose of to produce the plasma cells from B cells does not have any ability or capacity to produce the plasma cells. That's why it is going to depending on the basis of the T helper cell. This T helper cell had the ability to produce the cytokines. These cytokines, when it is going to absorb this B cells had the ability to produce plasma cells. Immediately, plasma cells can produce that the Y-shaped protein molecules. Such kind of the Y-shaped protein molecules are called as antibody molecules. Right. These antibody molecules have the ability or capacity to attacking on the basis of the pathogens which are present inside the human being's body, and they are going to demolishing, otherwise they are going to killing, or they are going to destroying the pathogens which are present inside the human being's body. And here, some of the B lymphocytes can be developed into B memory cells. B memory cells means what? The cloning of B lymphocyte is called as a B memory cell. B memory cell का मतलब क्या बोल सकता है कि ये B memory cell है ना, B lymphocyte से उत्पादन होता है. कैसे होता है? वो खुद उसको क्लोनिंग कर सकता है. Making of its own copies of the cell is called as cloning. Cloning का मतलब क्या बोल सकता है कि एक सेल है ना, उसको एज इट इज कॉपीज को उत्पादन करता है. ऐसा वाला प्रक्रिया को क्या बोल सकता है कि क्लोनिंग कर सकता है. When it is going to cloning itself, it can produce that some of the different cells. These different cells are called as B memory cells. These B memory cells are useful for the purpose of the secondary exposure. Secondary exposure means what? First time it can get entry, the microorganisms are going to get entry inside the human being's body. At that time, such kind of the action can be takes place by antibody molecules. The same pathogen or the same antigen can get entry inside the human being's body right after a long time, right after the second time, right after first time. Now, B memory cells are going to taking action. So the action which can be takes place by B memory cells is called as a secondary exposure. Whenever the second time the same pathogen can get entry inside the human being's body, once again B memory cells have the ability or capacity to produce B cells. Once again, B cells can produce that plasma cells. Once again, plasma cells can produce that antibody molecules. Once again, these antibody molecules is attacking on the basis of the pathogens. This is the way how the B lymphocytes are going to producing from bone marrow, and B lymphocytes can producing plasma cells can producing antibody molecules. So here, the primary immunoresponse and the secondary immunoresponse will be taking part by immunity system by acquired immunity only in the form of T lymphocytes and B lymphocytes. Right. I explained here from plasma cells the antibody molecules are going to producing. I would like to explain with a neat diagrammatic representation how the structure and functioning of the antibody molecule is present there, and what type of the antibody molecules are present there in the human being's body with a neat diagrammatic representation. Right. Still now I explained very clear regarding to CMI, cell-mediated immunity, which is takes place by T lymphocytes, and number 2, humoral immunity, which can be maintained by B lymphocytes. I have to explain here one important thing regarding to CMI. Now have a look here. CMI means cell mediated immunity. This CMI can be maintained by essentially T lymphocytes. T lymphocytes or CMI is responsible for graft rejection. What is meant by graft rejection? In some conditions, what the thing is going to be happens regarding to natural causes or regarding to accidents, some of the human beings are going to losing their important body organs, such as number 1, eyes, number 2, lungs, number 3, kidneys, and number 4, liver. Did you understand my point here? And some of the causes means regarding to some of the natural causes, regarding to some of the accidents, some human beings are going to losing their important body organs, such as eyes. We can easily replace the eye with a new eye. Lungs. If we are going to losing lungs, we can easily replacing lungs once again. Kidneys. Unfortunately, our kidneys functioning is not present there properly. The non-functional kidney, we can take it out from our body. From another donor, yes, we can get one kidney and we can easily implant that kidney in our body. Right. And next one, liver also. So if we are going to replacing all these things from one human being's body into another human being's body, such kind of the operation is called as organ transplantation surgery. Organ transplantation. Transplantation surgery. कभी कभी क्या हो सकता है कि हमारा शरीर के अंदर अवयव निर्माण इंपॉर्टेंट वाला आइस अच्छा नहीं काम करता, जो भी हो सकता है रीजन, लंग्स अच्छा नहीं काम कर सकता, किडनी अच्छा काम नहीं कर सकता, नहीं तो लिवर भी अच्छा काम नहीं कर सकता। उस समय ये अवयव निर्माण को बाहर निकलता है हमारा शरीर से, दूसरा आदमी डोनर से ये अवयव निर्माण लेकर आता है, लेकर आने के बाद हमारा शरीर के अंदर फिक्स कर सकता है। ऐसे फिक्स करने के लिए एक ऑपरेशन का जरूरत है। ऑपरेशन को क्या बोल सकता है कि organ transplantation surgery बोल सकता है। In English, simply we are going to replacing one important organ from our body. Yes, such kind of a surgery is called as organ transplantation surgery. Right. When we are going to do the organ transplantation surgery, two important things are present there. Number 1 is goes in favor of blood group matching. Number 2 is tissue matching. ये ऑर्गन ट्रांसप्लांटेशन सर्जरी के पहले हमको कौन देता है वो अवयव निर्माण? वो आदमी का ब्लड ग्रुप, हमारा ब्लड ग्रुप एक ही होना पड़ेगा। उधर टिश्यू ग्रुप, हमारा टिश्यू भी मैचिंग होना पड़ेगा। टिश्यू को ग्रुप नहीं हो सकता, सिर्फ ब्लड को ग्रुप हो सकता। So here the most important thing just before the organ transplantation surgery, blood groups has to match in between receiver and donor, as well as tissue also has to match in between receiver and donor. If both together is not going to matching there, that time, if you are going to do the organ transplantation surgery, T lymphocytes are going to rejecting the graft. Graft means what? Whatever the organ which is going to implanting in the new human being's body is called as graft. Graft का मतलब क्या बोल सकता है कि हम क्या अवयव निर्माण को रिसीवर को शरीर के अंदर इम्प्लांटेशन करता है, उसको क्या बोल सकता है कि ग्राफ्ट बोल सकता है. इधर इट में बी आइस और इट में बी लंग्स और इट में बी किडनी और इट में बी लिवर. So CMI is going to rejecting the graft because of it is going to maintaining that some of the graft rejection by cytotoxin substances. So for the purpose of to suppress the graft rejection which can be maintained by T lymphocytes just before the organ transplantation surgery, we are going to give in the injection. That injection name is immunosuppressant. Immunosuppressants or immunosuppressive agents. Immunosuppressive agents. Immunosuppressive agent means what? This is one kind of the drug, right? This drug example is cyclosporin A. Cyclosporin A. Just before organ transplantation surgery, we are going to inject into the victim this injection or this drug. This drug name is cyclosporin A. This cyclosporin A is extracting from fungi or fungus. एक फंगस से cyclosporin A यह ड्रग का नाम. ऑर्गन ट्रांसप्लांटेशन सर्जरी का पहले कौन रिसीव करता है यह अवयव निर्माण, उसको इंजेक्शन करता है. While we are going to injecting this cyclosporin A, right after this injection, which is receiving by the receiver, yes, the T lymphocytes are going to become neutralized until the end of the operation. At that time, the graft we can easily fix inside or establish inside the receiver's body. Right. That is called graft rejection by CMI, which can be maintained by T lymphocytes. If we want to neutralize the graft rejection by T lymphocytes just before organ transplantation surgery, we have to do only one thing. That thing is we have to give the injection that is in the form of immunosuppressants, otherwise immunosuppressant agent to the receiver body just before the operation. That drug name is, that injection name is cyclosporin A. That cyclosporin A is extracting from one fungi or fungus. When we are going to giving the cyclosporin A injection just before the organ transplantation surgery, the T lymphocytes are completely neutralized until end of the operation. At that time, we can easily fix the graft. Either graft is in the form of eyes, lungs, kidney, liver, whatever it may be. In the board examination point of view, this question is very, very important. What is the use of cyclosporin A? That's what they are going to asking every year for 1 mark. The use of the cyclosporin A is, it is used as immunosuppressive agent or immunosuppressant. If you are going to write in one word, we will get 1 mark, 100%. Immunosuppressive agent or immunosuppressant, right? That is the end of the graft rejection which can be maintained by CMI. Behind of the CMI, T lymphocytes are present there, right? Now come to the point here. Now have a look here. Just before this one, I completed that B lymphocytes. First of all, B lymphocytes are going to producing plasma cells. Plasma cells can produce in that a group of protein molecules which are in the form of English Y letter. Such kind of the molecules are called as antibody molecules, right? These antibody molecules had the ability or capacity to kill the pathogens or to kill the microorganisms or to neutralize the antigens, right? I will here I made it very clear here one diagrammatic representation. This diagrammatic representation is representing that antibody molecule. मैंने इधर आपको एक डायग्राम ड्रा करा. ये डायग्राम का नाम क्या बोल सकता है कि स्ट्रक्चर ऑफ एंटीबॉडी मॉलिक्यूल. Structure of antibody molecule. Right. I would like to explain about this structure of the antibody molecule. Now, just before I am going to explaining the structure of the antibody molecule which is present in our body, what type of the antibody molecules are present there in our body, right? Now, I will here looking at the human body. In human body, antibody molecules are now have a look here. Number one, antibody molecules are IgA, number one. Number two, IgG, number three, IgM, number four, IgE, and lastly IgD is also present there, right? Looking at the human being's body in our immune system, by B lymphocytes and by plasma cells, 5 different types of the immunoglobulin molecules or antibody molecules can be producing there. These are basically, number one is Ig is representing the immunoglobulin A. Number two, Ig, G means immunoglobulin G. And number three, IgM, immunoglobulin M. IgE, immunoglobulin E. And lastly, IgD, immunoglobulin D. We know very clear, Ig most likely is present there in colostrum. In mother's milk, right? IgG can be transferred from mother to baby by placenta. Next, IgM for primary immunoresponse. And lastly, IgE. This is regarding to allergic reaction. There is no need of IgD. Now have a look here. Immunoglobulin is present there plenty in the colostrum. In the first chapter we learned very clear regarding the human reproduction. What is meant by colostrum? Colostrum means in the initial days of the lactation, light yellow color fluid can be producing from the mother's mammary gland. Yes, that is called as colostrum. In colostrum, what it was present there? Yes, antibody molecule A is present there, immunoglobulin. It is going to increasing the resistance power of the small infant baby, right? Number 2 is goes in favor of IgG. IgG can be transferred from mother to baby during the time of the pregnancy throughout placenta, right? And IgM is present here. This is responsible for primary immunoresponse. Primary immunoresponse means what? Primary immunoresponse means whenever the pathogen can get entry inside the human being's body, first time it is going to take in the action. IgM, immunoglobulin M. So this is responsible for primary immunoresponse. And lastly, IgE is present here, immunoglobulin E. This is can be producing only during the time of the allergic reaction. Whenever a person is affected by allergic reaction or one allergy, at that time here immunoglobulin is going to producing. Yes, that is the complete information regarding to different types of the antibody molecules which are present in the human being's body. Right. Now have a look here. You are looking here. This is the structure of one antibody molecule. Right. Now have a look here. Just now I explained that the different types of the antibody molecules which are present in the human being's body. Now have a look. Looking at one antibody molecule, this is the shape and structure of the antibody molecule. I would like to explain few more points regarding to one antibody molecule. Right. Now first one, have a look here. The first point is goes to the favor of antibody molecule is present in white English letter shape, white English letter shape. Right. Number 2, antibody molecule contains 4 protein chains or peptide chains. Among all these 4 peptide chains, 2 chains are long. These chains are called as heavy chains. And remaining 2 chains are short. These are called as light chains. Number 4, both the chains are bonding with disulfur bonds. Right. Now have a look here and make it very clear 4 important points regarding to the structure of one antibody molecule. Whatever you are going to observe in the diagrammatic representation, this diagrammatic representation is representing that how the shape and structure of the one antibody molecule is present there. I made it very clear. The first point is looking at one antibody molecule is present there in English Y letter shape. This is Y letter. How the English Y letter is present there, like that an antibody molecule structure is also present there, same only as it is. Number 2 is goes to the favor of an antibody molecule contains 4 protein aryl peptide chains. Have a look here. In this antibody molecule, 4 peptide chains are present there. Peptide chain number 1, peptide chain number 2. No, peptide chain number 1, peptide chain number 2. Peptide chain number 3, peptide chain is number 4. From here to here, this is one peptide chain. From here to here, this is another peptide chain. These 2 are long chains. That's why we are going to call in this one heavy chains. And quite opposite to long chains or heavy chains, one short chain is present here. Number 3 chain and number 4 chain. This short chain is also peptide chain number 3. This short chain number 4 is also one peptide chain. So here, these are all very short. That's why we are going to call in here light chains. That's what I meant very clear here. Point number 2 is goes to the favor of antibody molecules contains 4 protein, otherwise the peptide chains. Out of these 4 chains, 2 chains are long chains. Long chain is number 1 from here to here, number 2 from here to here. Right. So these long chains otherwise is called as heavy chains. So simply I am going to represent it with the H letter, right? And 2 remaining chains are present there, quite opposite to the long chain, otherwise heavy chain. Very short chain is present here. From here to here is one short chain. From here to here, another short chain. Chain number 3, chain number 4. These short chains are called as light chains, right? And lastly, both means heavy chains and light chains are completely bonding with the disulfur bonds. Have a look here. Yes. Di means 2 sulfur bonds. Yes. Sulfur bonds are strongly bonding all of the peptide chains which are present in one antibody molecule. Yes, so that is the shape and structure and explanation regarding to one antibody molecule. Right. In the board examination point of view, this question is very, very important. They are asking the question form for 3 marks like this. If they are going to asking the question form for 3 marks, they are asking like this. Draw a neat label diagram of one antibody molecule and explain it. 3 मार्क को पूछता तो क्या पूछता है कि एक एंटीबॉडी मॉलिक्यूल का डायग्राम ड्रा करिए, ड्रा करने के बाद उसका बारे में एक्सप्लेन करो. This is the diagrammatic representation, 1.5 mark. And if you are going to write, you are supposed to write 4 points for this one, 1.5 mark. Altogether it will come 3 marks. If it is not like that, simply diagrammatic representation, sometimes they are going to ask you only for 2 marks. They are asking, draw a neat label diagram of one antibody molecule. Diagram draw करना है, इसके बारे में आपको parts label करना है. Parts explain नहीं करा. I will look here. Number 1, heavy chain. From here to here is heavy chain, right? And number 2 is light chain. From here to here is light chain. On the basis of the heavy chain and light chain at starting, antigen binding sites are present there. Whenever the antigens can get entry inside the human being's body, antibody molecules will go very closer to the antigens, right? Later on, the specific antigen binding sites are present there. In this particular area, antigens are going to binding and they are going to neutralizing their action, right? And right after that, here, half of the light chain, the first half we are going to call in variable region, and the remaining half is present here in the light chain, constant region. In the heavy chain is also variable region, first half. Second half we are going to call it constant region. And lastly, here disulfide bonds you are supposed to label it. Here disulfide bonds, right? That is the end of the lesson. In the very next class, I would like to explain the remaining part of the immunity. Now, please you can go through by practice of this antibody molecule. This antibody molecule is very, very important. If they want to ask you only diagram for 2 marks, if they want to ask you diagrammatic representation plus explanation for 3 marks, they are going to ask you. I wish you all the best and good luck. I would like to conclude my class here. Thank you. Thank you so much.